Hey everybody, it's Wuju here. Time for the return of Medic Mail Day, finally, after about a 2 year hiatus. As may you remember, I at one point was down to about 12 Hall of Fame autographs to complete the collection back in about 2017. Kind of got out for a little bit because money and everything like that. And, well, I finally decided to start getting back in. About 2 years ago, I finally did a video, pick up one of the Steeler Hall of Famers that I did need with Walt Kiesling. About May of this year, I started back into it again, and as you can see, it's gotten a little out of hand. These two rows right here are pretty much all stuff that's rebuilt for the Hall of Fame collection just in that amount of time. The third row here, there's a little bit of that. There's some futures, everything of that nature, a few older pieces, which I may show off again. And the last stuff's like usually some duplicates or just some extra stuff that I have wanted to hold on to. So, but I'm going to show off a few pieces today that I've gotten. Some of the nicer pieces, some stuff that's going to be going off here to PSA very shortly. So I wanted to show those off. So there'll be plenty of Medic Mail Days in the upcoming days, showing off all this stuff. Probably some of this, and I think all this has all been shown. And maybe at some point I'll do a full video. It's going to be a long one. Showing off the entire Hall of Fame collection, kind of like I did a few years ago. We'll see. So stay tuned, and there'll be plenty of stuff for me to show off today. So one of the first pieces we'll start out with here. I'm not actually sending this off, but this is in a folder with everything else that you're going to see here very shortly. But I picked up a Jim Conzelman index card, very clean autograph. That I already have a JSA letter of authenticity for, but I will probably send that off to get PSA slabbed at some point. A few other pieces that I've picked up before I get to the big thing of this video. I got a nice Lamar Hunt on the old Immortal Rolls, so I'm sending this off to get slabbed by PSA. Some of this stuff hasn't been authenticated yet, but I picked it up from people that I trust completely. So next is Art McNally, who just recently passed away. The guy I bought this from, I actually traded for it. Already had it slabbed, but he doesn't like slab stuff, so he pulled it from the slab. So it's going back into a slab, so I have that. A few of the other pieces I picked up from him. Joe Stidehar of the Bears. Very nice, clean autograph on that. That's a really nice piece there. Just back of an index card. And then the other piece, not the most beautiful autograph I've seen of the man, but actually a little bit nicer than what I used to have. So nice George Allen from the old Redskins. So get those slabbed, and you'll probably see those in a future video once the PSA stuff comes back. The next piece, I had somebody question the authenticity. I picked this up in a lot, but it did come with a JSA letter. So but we'll see what PSA says. But John Madden index card. So everything else I've picked up from the lot looks very legit. So hopefully this does come back legit. For now, I'm counting it as having his autograph. But if I find something a little nicer, that will go out as long as it's authentic. So the last little piece before I get to the really big stuff here. This is a really nice piece. I picked this up. I forget what auction site. But it's a 1950 Bowman signed Doak Walker. And the card itself, for the age, is really not in that bad a shape. A little rough corner down there, like the little paper loss. Sorry about the light. Not really a crease. It's just, I think it's just paper time, a lot of time. But the Doak Walker autograph is very clean. And like I said, for something this old, it's actually in pretty darn good shape. So yeah, that's going off to get slabbed by PSA. Maybe graded at some point. So now the big piece that I have to show off. I ended up buying this. I kind of was bidding and not wanting to win, but at the same time I was. So for those of you that are familiar with Hall of Fame stuff, maybe familiar with the old 1977 touchdown card set. Now, come on, focus there, camera. Come on. There we go. So I managed to pick up what is an entire set of the 1977 touchdown card set that could be autographed. It's already JSA authenticated, the entire set, other than the Sid Luckman is noted as secretarial, which is pretty common. But you know, Tuffy Lehman's, Benny Friedman. I'm going to show you the whole set here. One piece I've already gotten sent off to PSA and has already come back. The Cecil Isbell. Come on, focus. Buy nice cameras and then they just don't want to work. Why? What are you even focusing on, camera? Come on. There we go. So they mark it as trading card now. Cecil Isbell, PSA DNA certified, even though it is a 1977 touchdown card. So they aren't putting the name of the set on there anymore, which kind of sucks. But that's the only one so far that has been slabbed. But again, like everything except for the Sid Luckman is already authenticated. So the other two that are going off right away to PSA authentication, we have Mr. Tuffy Lehman's. These are actually in really great shape. And then Benny Friedman. A lot of these guys are pretty expensive to get slabbed, but I want them slabbed in the PSA holders. But that's the big pieces that I'm sending off. Now you get to see pretty much the rest of this set. I got this thing in and it was just amazing to see. So as you can see, you got Bronco Nagurski up there, Clark Hinkle, Bullet Bill Dudley from the Steelers, Earl Dutch Clark, Don Hudson from the Packers. Hunk Anderson's not a Hall of Famer, but he is on the list of, like, you know, potential maybe someday. And then, of course, George Halas. And mind you, this is every card that's possible to have been signed at any point. So, Frank Bruiser Kennard, Red Grange, and again, Beatty Feathers is not a Hall of Famer, but again, his name has come up before. So, let me get through the rest of this. There we go. All right. We have Cliff Battles, Mike Machowski, which you'll see some more of those here soon in another video. George McAfee, Ernie Cadell, who is not a NFL Hall of Famer, George Musso. We're not done yet. So there's the Sid Luckman. So they say that one is secretarial, which I've noticed, like, any of the time that like has that long L there, that's usually going to be secretarial. Dick Farman, not Hall of Fame. Out of Forte, not a Hall of Famer. Key Aldrich, Jimmy Lee Howe. Ray Flaherty is a Hall of Famer. Again, not all these are Hall of Famers, but I mean, just this is an amazing set to see. Hampton Poole, Alex Wojciechowicz, Bill Osmanski, Hank Soar, Joe Muha, Jim Poole, Charlie Malone. And the autographs on these are beautiful. Like, there's only maybe like one or two that aren't the best autographs, but I mean, I've seen worse too. Got Charlie Trippi, Andy Farkas, signed back in apparently February 1st, 1978. Gary, yeah, I'm not going to try to pronounce that. I've already screwed it up. Bulldog Turner, Sammy Baugh. There you go, a little bit better look at that. Pat Harder. Camera's being a little fidgety again. The light. Ken Strong, who I do actually have a cut of him already. And a lot of these guys I already have some pieces of, but it's just a case of couldn't turn down the set. Barney Poole, Buford Ray, Clarence Ace Parker, Buddy Parker from the Steelers, Mel Hine, Ed Danowski, Paul Sten, and we just have one page left. So George Connor, George Sauer, Armand, Tony Canadillo, and Bill Willis, who is an Ohio State alumni. So that is the entire set of these that actually could be autographed. So like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8, which they're not all full, but I mean, you get the idea. Just all these autographed. It was not cheap to pick this up, I will admit that. But I wanted to get this one out just because a lot of these pieces were going off to PSA to be authenticated, and it'll be a few months before they get back. So, there's still plenty more, as you can see from the beginning of the video with my box full, and then there's some really amazing pieces that'll even blow this stuff away, which is hard to believe, but I got some really nice stuff in since May. It was pretty much when I started, and it's all built back up. So as you're watching this video, I'm down to 19 Hall of Famers to go. The current number before the new class gets in. 3 of them are pretty easy to get. 2 or the rest are going to be pretty tricky. And I have most of the finalists this year except for 1 senior finalist and like 3 of the other like modern finalists. So trying to keep up with it and trying to rebuild, because remember I was down to 12 at one point, but now we're down to 19. Might as well say 16 because the other 3, it's just a matter of finding and getting them. So appreciate you guys watching as always, and it's a pretty long video, especially with all these, but I'm going to try to do more videos, maybe at least once a week if I have time, and you'll be seeing plenty more of Hall of Famers coming in the near future. So appreciate you guys watching my old Medic Maildays, and of course the new ones are going to be coming out, and hope you have a great day.